Tomo-Chan is a Girl is a rom-com anime based off of a manga by Fumita Yanagida and animated by Laydus. This series is about a tomboyish girl named Tomo Aizawa that has a crush on her childhood friend Jonichiro Kubota. Upon entering high school, she finally works up the courage to tell him how she feels. Unfortunately for Tomo, Jonichiro, or June, seems completely oblivious and continues to treat her like one of the guys. All she wants is for June to see her as a lady and truly recognize the love that she has for him. Not knowing what to do, Tomo initially asks her best friend Mizuzu Gundo for advice on her situation. Due to help of Mizuzu and a cheerful ditzy blonde girl they befriend named Carol Olston, June gradually begins to notice Tomo's feminine side. As June starts to wrestle with his growing feelings for her, they both become anxious about the future of their current relationship after realizing how they've changed. This show's unique premise about a boyish girl trying to win the heart of her clueless childhood friend caught my attention when I first saw the trailer for it. Unfortunately, the beginning of Tomo-Chan was pretty underwhelming. Although I've come to appreciate a few of the humorous interactions a lot more after rewatching the first several episodes, I still believe that they're the weakest ones out of the bunch. I found the premiere to be quite sterile, and initially the characters were kinda dull and unappealing. Beyond that, the comedic moments were largely flat and the romance element was kinda mediocre. There were some scenes early on that should have been funny, but just didn't work for whatever reason. For example, there's a scene with June and Carol in the boys' locker room that failed due to how predictable that sight gag was. There were also other instances where the setup for the humorous moments were just too obvious. Something that Yanagida fails at consistently throughout the series is the physical comedy. Tomo-Chan has a lot of this kind of humor, which typically wasn't amusing to me. Out of the entire series, only 3 of these moments were well executed and genuinely funny. Ironically, a couple of them involve June and are set around some stairs. Physical comedy aside, there are moments where Mizuzu tries to get under his skin, or she'll say something that pisses June off, then he does something petty to get back at her. A lot of those instances fell flat for me. For a while, I thought this anime was pretty mid, but thankfully it got much better about halfway through the series. Starting from episodes 5 and 6, the comedy was much more effective and the character interactions were more enjoyable. There are some fairly amusing scenes with Carol trying to be affectionate with Mizuzu. Even the scenes with Mizuzu and June got better after a while. The romance element of the show also improved, with these particular scenes between Tomo and June occurring organically. Of course, there's the obligatory moments where the male lead notices the girl's beauty and cuteness, or where their eyes suddenly meet. There are several scenes that perfectly encapsulate that competitive spirit and playfulness that is at the heart of their relationship. I thought the finale really nailed this facet of the series, blending it wonderfully with the comedy. Eventually, I grew to appreciate the main cast a lot more as the show progressed and more of their past was revealed. To my surprise, this anime has a pretty good story with a solid ending. More than just a love story, Tomo-Chan is also about 3 childhood friends that don't want to lose a precious relationship they've built up over the years. Its themes of friendship, acceptance, and courage are explored admirably through Tomo and her friends. The casting for the English dub is pretty solid. Jad Saxton is a natural fit for Mizuzu, and the deeper tone to Lexi Naito's voice is perfect for Tomo given the more masculine nature of the character. Sayamaki has also done a phenomenal job voicing Carol, bestowing the character with one of the most adorable childlike voices I've ever heard in an anime. It would be neglectful of me not to mention that Amaki also does the voice for Carol in the Japanese dub as well, which is highly unusual. Another thing about the English dub that stood out to me was the dialogue. Some of Tomo's lines totally caught me off guard, especially her usage of Western slang. I've never heard an anime character say bruh or AF until I watched this show. Although I can see why some people might not like it, it seemed natural coming from Tomo given her nature. One of Tomo-Chan's least notable aspects is its presentation. Laydus typically doesn't do anything special in terms of how they execute each scene. There were a couple sequences in episode 8 that stood out, one of which being a brief classroom scene from Mizuzu's perspective. This show doesn't really impress with its visuals either. The animation is just adequate and the artwork is fine. At least the characters don't look generic, unlike another rom-com that aired during the winter season. All in all, Tomo-Chan is a Girl is a good rom-com anime that has a pretty weak start but improves near the latter half of the series. If you've seen this show, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.